So a lot of brands look at the numbers and assume Japan is easy. So can you unpack that for us? And what's actually happening behind those like headline numbers?
The Japanese consumer loves K-beauty, but the Japanese regulatory system does not love anyone. Korea operates on, I think, a 30-day cycle, but the Japan operates on a 180-day cycle. A beautiful product made by passionate team with millions of won invested, sitting in customs warehouse in Tokyo Bay.
Wait, so to be clear, like same product, like same formula, completely legal in Korea, but potentially illegal in Japan?
Exactly.
Solutions. So you mentioned K-beauty needs a new formula for the next decade. So what does it look like? Hello everyone and welcome back to Trend On. I'm Lucy and today we have a special episode I've been personally looking forward to for a while. So at Trendier AI, we track global beauty trends every single day, new ingredients, emerging brands, and consumer signals from all over the world. And the data keeps telling us the same story. K-beauty is winning globally, and Korea exported $11.4 billion in cosmetics in 2025, and Japan alone brought in $1.1 billion. K-beauty has been number one in Japan's imported cosmetic market for 4 consecutive years. And that's the headline. But here's what we've been also noticing. And behind the headline, a lot of Korean brands are quietly struggling at the Japan border. So products get held up at customs, labels get rejected, and claims get flagged. And that side of the story doesn't get nearly enough attention. So today's guest sits right at the center of the story. Naoki Matsushita-san is a licensed Japanese pharmacist with more than 15 years of experience. And he's the person who actually signs off on Korean cosmetic products entering Japan, the qualified cosmetic supervisor. On top of that, he runs companies across Japan, the UK, and the EU, and he's building an AI healthcare platform called Pharma Care Global. So, Naoki-san, welcome to the show, and we're really glad to have you.
Thank you, and hello to everyone listening from Seoul and Tokyo from all over the world. My name is Naoki Matsushita. I'm a Japanese licensed pharmacist. I also hold a Japan cosmetic license grade 1, which allows me to act as a qualified consultant for cosmetic manufacturing and distribution in Japan. And for the last several years, my work has a very specific shape. From one side, I help Korean cosmetics brands enter the Japanese market in a way that is fully compliant with Japanese law. I check ingredients, I write the full ingredient label, I review the marketing claims, and I confirm the regulatory documents. But Japan is only one part of what I do. I also operate corporate entities across 3 jurisdictions, NM Welfare, LLC in Japan, Purest Limited in the United Kingdom, and Purest EU in Estonia. This is a deliberate structure because it means I can serve as a regulatory partner for a Korean brand, not only entering Japan, but also entering the United Kingdom and the European Union. With one team, we will return to why this matters later. And alongside all of this, I am building an AI-powered healthcare platform called Pharma Care Global, PCG for short, which is preparing for launch in the United Kingdom. So today you are talking to someone who lives inside 2 worlds at the same time. the detailed, careful world of pharmaceutical law across Japan, UK, and the EU, and the first ambitious world of global AI startup. And I want to be honest with you, the reason I accepted this invitation from Trendier AI is not to talk about regulations. It is because I believe K-beauty is standing at the moment that the rest of the world has not yet noticed. A moment where the formula for the next decade of the growth is being decided right now. And in the next 30 minutes, I want to share with you what that formula is.
Okay, so I love the framing, the formula for the next decade, and you mentioned something that I think our listener really need to hear. So a lot of brands look at the numbers and assume Japan is easy. So can you unpack that for us? And what's actually happening behind those like headline numbers?
Okay, let me start with some numbers. In 2025, Korea exported 11.4 billion US dollars in cosmetics. This was a record. The top three destinations were the United States and China and Japan. Japan brought in 1.1 billion US dollars with 5% year-on-year growth. And inside Japan itself, the picture is even stronger. Korean cosmetics now hold around 39% of the imported cosmetics market. And K-beauty has been the number one imported beauty origin in Japan for 4 years in a row. Yeah. On the Q10 Japan platform, 19 out of the top 20 skincare products are Korean brands. That is data Trendier AI itself published in early 2026. If you are a Korean brand owner listening right now, this looks like good news. So you might be tempted to think Japan is so easy, Japan is solved. But I want to tell you with great respect, this is the most expensive idea in K-beauty today. Because the truth is this, the Japanese consumer loves K-beauty, but the Japanese regulatory system does not love anyone. It treats every brand, Japanese, Korean, French, American, with the same careful, slow, document-driven approach. And the brands that succeed in Japan are not the ones with the best TikTok video. They are the ones who quietly, professionally, and consistently meet every requirement of Japanese law before the product ever touches the Japanese shelf. Let me give you a feeling for the gap. In Korea, Olive Young along sees hundreds of new product launches every month. Trendier AI's CEO K. Chung has described it perfectly. Hundreds of new products monthly. The fastest and the most demanding consumer feedback in the world. That is Korean speed. Now compare that to Japan. If your product requires a quasi-drug pathway, the PMDA review can take up to 6 months. 6 months for one product.
Oh, wow.
One product. So we have a structure mismatch. Korea operates on, I think, a 30-day cycle. But Japan operates on a 180-day cycle. I see this situation every week. A beautiful product made by passionate team with millions of won invested, sitting in a customs warehouse in Tokyo Bay because of one ingredient over concentration limit or one phrase on the label that crossed into Yakiho territory. This is the Japan paradox. The market that loves you the most is also the market that will reject you the fastest if you do not respect its rules.
I see that. So that really hits home. So at Trendier AI, we see the speed side of the story every day, but you're showing us the other side, regulatory wall. So let's get specific. So you mentioned there are 5 major regulatory gaps between Korea and Japan, and can you walk us through them?
Yes. Now I want to be more specific. These are the 5 issues that come up in almost every project I work on. In Korea, there is a category called functional cosmetics. Whitening, anti-wrinkle, sunscreen, hair growth. In Japan, this concept does not directly exist. Instead, Japan has cosmetics and quasi drugs. The functional claims that Korean brand use, when translated literally into Japanese, often cross into quasi-drug territory. I have seen Korean brands ship hundreds of units with original Korean functional cosmetics claim still in the package. The result is usually a stop sell order, re-labeling cost, and delay of 3 to 6 months. The K-beauty in 2026 is dominated by what Trendier AI called the medi-cosmetic pivot. PDRN, exosomes, tranexamic acid, dexpanthenol, EGF, methionine peptides. Some of these at certain concentrations are not allowed in cosmetics in Japan. Others are not approved at all. I recently reviewed Korean functional cosmetics that contained tranexamic acid. In Japan, it cannot be filed as cosmetics. The active ingredient strategy that wins in Korea may not even be legal in Japan. So you must check before you formulate, not after.
Wait, so to be clear, like same product, like same formula, completely legal in Korea, but potentially illegal in Japan?
Exactly. The same formula completely legal in Korea cannot be sold in Japan in its current form. That is a reality. This one is more technical, but it is most underestimated risk. Many Korean formulations use clean beauty, mild preservatives at very low concentrations. In a high water product like a cushion foundation, this can be 1/25 to 1/50 of what is needed to pass the ISO 11930 microbial challenging test. When such a product enters Japan, the qualified person must review preservation efficacy. If it cannot pass, we cannot authorize the import of the product. So my message to Korean R&D teams, pleasure run your ISO 11930 challenge test before you finalize your preservation system. And in Japan, every cosmetics must carry a full ingredient label in Japanese in INCI equivalent display names in the correct order. Converting a Korean ingredient list to a Japanese one, it's not translation. It is regulatory transformation. Some Korean ingredient names that do not exist in the JCIA database. Some require special supplier documentation, especially animal-derived ingredients, where BSE, trace ability is mandatory.
Mm.
I have audited Korean labels with 20 different mistakes on a single product. And finally, the chasm that catches most marketing teams by surprise in Japan, cosmetic advertising is regulated by Yakiho, the Premiums and Representations Act, and the Industry Self-Regulation. You cannot use before and after photograph, except under very specific conditions. You cannot say cosmetics removes wrinkles, only helps prevent the appearance of wrinkling caused by dryness. So I have reviewed Korean ads with 6 or 7 violations on a single panel. The penalty can include a stop sales order and reputational damage that takes years to recover from.
So 5 cases, and every single one could stop a product at the border. So I'm sure a lot of our listeners are mentally reviewing their own Japan plans right now. So beyond these individual gaps, do you see recurring patterns? Are the same mistakes happening over and over?
Yes, exactly. After reviewing dozens of Korean brand market entries, I see the same 3 patterns repeating. If your team is preparing a Japan lunch, please listen carefully. The translation trap happens when a brand treats Japan as a translation problem. They translate everything into Japanese and assume if the Korean version is legal in Korea, the Japanese version will be acceptable. That this is wrong. Japan is not a translation problem. It is a regulatory transformation problem. Example is deep penetration of active ingredients to the dermis. It's acceptable in Korea, but violation in Japan. Japanese claims cannot promise penetration deeper than the stratum corneum. The first hire should be a Japanese pharmacist, not a translator. And many Korean brands design packaging, finalize production, and then at the last step ask, can we add the Japanese label? By that point, it is too late. I'm working with brands where the Japanese sticker covers 30% of the back panel. The Japanese label must be designed in parallel with the Korean label from day one. Korean brand has one viral hit and want to enter Japan with one product. But the reality is to distribute even one cosmetic in Japan, you need a marketing license holder, qualified supervisor, and the full GQP and the GVP systems. The infrastructure cost for one SKU is the same as for 50. Brands that succeed plan their entry as a portfolio strategy. Do not enter Japan with one product. Enter with a portfolio plan.
So the translation trap, the label afterthought, the single product trap, I think a lot of brands will recognize themselves in at least one. So you laid out the problems clearly. So now I'm curious about the solutions. So you mentioned K-beauty needs a new formula for the next decade. So what does it look like?
I have spent the last 15 minutes describing problems. Now, I want to describe the solution through a single thesis. K-beauty's next decade is not about more speed. It is about earning global trust at the speed of innovation. K-beauty has built the most powerful innovation engine in the world. But innovation alone does not scale globally anymore. Every major market is tightening regulations. The US is modular, the EU with revisions, and China with safety assessment, and Japan enforcing Yakiho more strictly than ever. So the Korean brand that wins in 2026 to 2030 will also have what I call a trust layer, a parallel infrastructure ensuring every product earns regulatory trust in every target market. It has 4 components: ingredient intelligence, claim intelligence, documentation intelligence, and local responsible person infrastructure. I want to underline the 4th point. In 2025, Korean cosmetics shipped to 202 countries. Europe has become the fastest emerging frontier. The European K-beauty market reached $2.7 billion. But to legally sell in the EU, you need a responsible person. And after Brexit, the UK built a separate system. So a brand launching in Japan, the UK, and the EU needs 3 separate regulatory infrastructure. This is a new reality.
And this is where AI comes in, right? So building that trust layer manually used to be incredibly expensive, and only the biggest conglomerates could afford it.
Yeah, exactly. In the past, only companies like Amore Pacific or LG could afford it. But in 2026, with AI, the same tools that Trendier AI used to compress R&D from 1 month to 1 day can also compress regulatory analysis, ingredient checks, claim screening, label generation, all automatable with qualified human supervision. The brands that adopt the trust layer in the next 18 months will define the next decade. The brands that do not will keep losing 6 months at customs.
So trust layer, I think that term is going to stick. So now you have really interesting personal angle too. So you're not just advising. So you're building an AI platform yourself. So Pharma Care Global. So how does your pharmacy background connect to AI world?
Yes, I want to close by zooming out. This story is not only about K-beauty. It is about a much bigger shift. I am a pharmacist. Pharmacists used to work behind the counter in one country for one community. But today, consumer in Tokyo might be use Korean toothpaste, French sunscreen, Japanese supplement, and American collagen drink, and the German skincare product, all in the same morning. No single local pharmacist can keep up with complexity. This is a problem I am building to solve. Pharma Care Global is creating an AI-powered platform that helps pharmacists become global safety advisors. We translate in real time between regulatory languages. We check drug and cosmetic interaction across borders. We support conversations in 6 languages. We are launching fast in the United Kingdom. The vision is global, and it connects directly to today's conversation. The same trust layer that K-beauty needs for product compliance, consumers also need for personal safety. Pharmacy plus AI, beauty plus AI, trust plus speed. This is a formula for the next decade. And I believe Korea, with its innovation culture and AI fluency, is country best positioned to read this combination. If it embraces the trust layer as part of its core identity. So that is my message for you today in one sentence. Keep your speed and add the trust layer. And K-beauty will not just lead the world in 2026, it will define how every beauty industry in every country operates by 2030. Thank you. I would now love to take questions.
Great. So Naoki-san, you cover 5 regulatory cases and 3 patterns. So if a Korean brand owner is listening right now and they only have time to fix one thing, which one matters most?
Yes, the single most important fix is bring qualified Japanese compliance person, pharmacist or licensed cosmetic supervisor into the conversation before product development is finalized, not after. Most problems come from one root called the regulatory check happens at the end of the project. If the qualified person is involved at the formulation stage, 90% of the problems disappear. So shift your compliance from end of project to start of project.
I see. And the second question is Trendier AI's 2026 forecast highlighted the Medicosmetic pivot, PDRN, Exoderm, tranexamic acid, dexpanthenol, EGF, methionine like peptides. So from Japan's regulatory perspective, like what is the realistic playbook?
Yes. Tranexamic acid is approved as a quasi drug, active for whitening. Plan for 6 months filing. Dexpanthenol is widely usable. PDRN, exosomes, and stem cell-derived ingredients are complicated. Some forms are accepted, but claims must be very carefully managed. You cannot claim cellular degeneration or DNA repair on cosmetics in Japan. In case of botulinum-derived methionine peptides, we will need to prepare the raw material specifications for these ingredients. So the playbook uses the medicosmetic ingredient, but separates the molecule from the claim and pre-clear both with Japanese qualified person before you go to market.
And the third question, so K-beauty launches hundreds of products monthly, and Japan's clock can take 6 months for one Kosé drug review. And how does a brand resolve this? And especially with AI now in the picture?
Yes, the conflict is real. You cannot make the PMDA faster, but the 6 months clock only starts when you submit the file. The question is how fast you can go from idea to submission ready file. Traditionally, it took 3 to 6 months, but with AI plus qualified human supervisor, it can compress to 2 to 4 weeks. So the new timeline, 30 days to prepare, plus the regulatory clock. For cosmetics only filings in Japan, this process can be completed relatively quickly, allowing for faster market entry. AI does not break the regulatory clock. AI breaks the preparation bottleneck.
And the next question is, as a licensed pharmacist, like what is your honest view on the rise of medical grade or like clinical grade claims in K-beauty marketing?
Yes, as a pharmacist, I think about efficacy, safety, and informed consent. If medical grade means developed with dermatologist input, pharma quality ingredients, and clinical methodology, that is beautiful. If it means consumer is encouraged to believe the product has medication level effects when it actually has a cosmetic effect, that is a serious problem and direct Yakiho violation in Japan. So the industry needs a better internal discipline about what these words communicate. If consumers start feeling medical grade is just marketing language, the entire credibility of K-Beauty's medical active strategy will collapse. The industry needs more pharmacists involved, not as obstacle, but as partners.
And you have corporate entities across three jurisdictions like Japan, UK, and EU. So for a Korean brand thinking about real global expansion in 2026, what does this practically mean?
Yes, in 2025, Korean cosmetics shipped to 202 countries. Europe reached about $2.7 billion. L'Oreal acquired Dr. G. Manual factory was acquired for $129 million. Beauty of Joseon parent is preparing 2026 IPO. Every brand is asking, how do we go from Japan strong to global strong? In the EU, you need a responsible person. After Brexit, the UK has a separate system with SCPN. So Japan plus UK plus EU needs 3 regulatory passports. So my structure, NM Welfare in Japan holds a marketing license. Ample Purest Ltd in the UK handles SCPN, and Ample Purest EU in Estonia handles CPNP. One partner, 3 passports, one consistent regulatory mindset. The traditional launch takes 12 to 18 months with unified architecture. Roughly several months for cosmetic only filing.
And imagine you're speaking to the founder of a small Korean indie brands, maybe like 10 people, launching their first product in Japan in the late 2026. What is the one piece of advice?
Yes, find your qualified Japanese partner before you find your Japanese distributor. Most small brands begin by looking for a distributor, but the distributor's regulatory team is optimized for their other clients, not your brand. When something goes wrong, they simply remove your product and move on. If instead you have your own Japanese pharmacist or supervisor from day one, you have someone whose job is to protect your brand's path into Japan. It is the difference between Japan being something that happens to your brand versus something your brand actively builds. Find that partner first.
And the last question, like take us 5 years out. So where do you see K-Beauty in 2030?
Yes, by 2030, 3 things. First, K-Beauty will pass $20 billion in annual exports. The government targets 15 billion. But the actual number will be higher due to cosmetics and skincare device growth. Second, global regulatory rules will look more like Japan's, not less. The brands that build the trust layer early will have a 4-year head start. Third, and this is a prediction, I am most excited about the K-Beauty model. Speed plus data plus AI plus trust will be exported as a methodology, not just product, Korean beauty consultants, OEM partners, compliance experts, and AI tools will become global standard, just like Japanese manufacturing methodology in the 1980s. Silicon Valley software methodology in the 2010s. The 2030s will be the K-beauty methodology decade. My hope is that pharmacists, AI engineers, brand founders, and compliance professionals will be all working together across borders as partners in a single mission, helping consumers everywhere live healthier, more beautiful lives.
Naoki-san, thank you so much. So this has been one of the most clarifying conversation we have hosted on this show. So it's very intriguing, and I guess most of our listeners are enjoying too. So thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
So before we close, we have a special second guest. Haruki Endo-san from Informa Markets Japan is here to introduce one of the most important venues where this Korea-Japan conversation actually happened, Beyond Beauty Tokyo. Yeah. So Mr. Endo-san, the floor is yours.
Hello everyone, I'm Haruki from Informa Markets Japan. Thank you for having me today. I'm here to introduce Beyond Beauty Tokyo, a beauty trade show that we'll be holding in Tokyo this September. And I have some exciting news. There's a special campaign for cost-effective exhibition opportunities that I'll share at the end, so stay tuned.
So that sounds exciting. But before we dive into the event details, I'd love to know more about your backgrounds. So what is your experience in beauty industry?
Sure. I previously worked at Kosé, a Japanese cosmetics company, for 7 years, where I was in charge of the makeup brand Addiction. There I was responsible for developing annual sales strategies, managing sales across stores nationwide, and staff management. Through that experience, I still maintain a strong network with major distributors across Japan.
Oh, so wow, 7 years at Kosé and working with addiction, that's impressive. So with that background, like you're now organizing the Beyond Beauty Tokyo. Can you tell us more about this event and when and where will it take place?
Absolutely. This is our first event taking place over 3 days from September 30th to October 2nd, 2026. The venue is Tokyo Big Sight.
So Tokyo Big Sight, I've been there too. So that's a major venue. And what kind of the trade show is Beyond Beauty Tokyo? What makes it unique?
It's similar to Cosmoprof, which is also organized by Informa Markets, a cosmetics-focused exhibition. That's why it's powered by Cosmoprof Asia Hong Kong. We are bringing that same level of quality and international reach to Tokyo.
So I see. So it's connected to the well-known Cosmoprof brand. And what types of products can companies exhibit at this show?
The target products for exhibition include skincare, makeup, hair care, fragrance, beauty devices, supplements, and other beauty products only. We are really focusing on the full range of beauty.
So who are the target visitors? Like who should exhibitors expect to meet at this event?
The target visitors are mainly retailers and wholesalers, including department stores, cosmetics shops, drugstores, as well as beauty salons and hair salons. These are the key decision makers in the beauty industry.
So that's the great mix of potential buyers. So this is a B2B event, and what's the main goal for exhibiting like companies.
Exactly. This is a B2B trade show, so our goal is to facilitate business meetings between exhibiting companies and major distributors. We want to create real business opportunities, not just showcase products.
That makes sense, but I imagine like it can be challenging for exhibitors to connect with the right distributor at the large trade show. So do you offer any support for that?
Great question. Yes, we provide a free business matching service to all exhibitors. This service allows you to schedule meetings with distributors invited by Informa Markets. Simply having a booth at the trade show can feel like a gamble in terms of whether you'll be able to meet with the distributors you want to connect with. But by using this business matching service, you greatly increase your chances of securing meetings with your target distributors.
That's a valuable service. So it's included for free with the exhibition package?
Yes, absolutely. It is free for all exhibitors.
Excellent. So now I'm sure our listeners are curious about the cost. So what's the exhibition fee?
The exhibition cost is 580,000 yen for a 9 square meter booth with decoration included, which is around 5,500,000 Korean won. Given that we invite major buyers and provide the business matching service, I believe this is already great value.
So that sounds like reasonable for what's included. But didn't you mention something special for our podcast listeners too?
Yes, for those listening to this podcast, we are offering a special discount price. We provide a 10% discount off the total amount. So a 9 square meter booth with decoration will be 520,000 yen instead of 580,000 yen.
That's a significant saving. And is there a deadline for the special offer?
Yes, this campaign is valid until the end of June and is limited to 10 companies only. So I encourage everyone to contact us as soon as possible.
Only 10 companies. That's very limited. So how can interested companies reach out to take advantage of this offer?
The contact email is jbeauty-jp@informa.com. And when you inquire, please include the keyword Trendier AI. We expect the slot to fill up quickly, so please email us soon.
So let me repeat that for our listeners. That's jbeauty-jp@informa.com. And don't forget to mention Trendier AI in your email. And Haruki, thank you so much for sharing all this valuable information to our listeners today.
Thank you for having me today. I look forward to seeing many of you at Beyond Beauty Tokyo in September.
Yeah, and thank you so much to our listeners for tuning in. Don't miss this opportunity. Reach out before the end of June. Yeah. So, what's an episode? Naoki-san gave us the most detailed regulatory roadmap I've heard for K-beauty entering Japan, and honestly the UK and EU too. And Endo-san shows us exactly where the conversation continues in person at Beyond Beauty Tokyo. And if there's one thing I want to take away from today, it's Naoki-san's thesis. Keep your speed, but at the trust layer, at Trendier AI, we've always believed that data and AI can compress the distance between a great idea and global products. So today we learned that the same applies to compliance. So speed and trust are not opposites. They are the formula. So Naoki-san and Endo-san, thank you both so much for being today.
Thank you for having me today.
Yeah. So this has been Trend On, and I'm Lucy, and see you next episode.